Hey ladies, Genesis chapter 14 finally, and I don't have too much to say about it. So basically it was a war between 9 kings, and it lasted a really long time, and there were lots of people caught in the crossfire, I think that's what it's called. And during this time, Abram's cousin Lot was taken, and his family and his servants were taken. Abram heard about it, and he gathered his 318 men, 318 trained men, along with some other men that were in a treaty with him, and they went and got Lot back and his family and servants and whatnot. And that was cool for a couple reasons. One, it goes to show that God was really behind them, because it couldn't have been too many over 318 men that went and got Lot back. So it shows that God was with them and blessing him even in his battle. And then also it goes to show the sheer abundance that God has truly blessed Abram with, because he had 318 trained men, which means he was able to take 318 men from his own household and leave behind all of his land and all of his livestock and his wife, and leave everything behind, and still know that those things were being taken care of back home while he went to take care of something else. It's just a lot. I just can't wrap my head around how much Abram truly had, because we see rich people today that, might have a bodyguard or two, or a couple people, trained to watch over their home or something like that. But 318, and they were just, all right, let's go, load them up, let's go, boys. He was truly blessed by the Lord, more than I could ever have imagined. Besides that, Melchizedek comes into play, and he was the first high priest, and he was also the king of Salem, and that is one of those things that kind of mirrors Jesus Christ for us in the Bible. Everybody says if you look at the Bible, it is always about Jesus. It's always pointing to Jesus, and it is. And so Melchizedek, being the first high priest, is an example of how Jesus Christ is our high priest, the one and only, and how he was a king and Jesus Christ is our king. And so that's just a cool little thing there. And then Abram gives a tenth of everything to Melchizedek. And that's an example of tithing in the Bible. I think it's the first example of it in the Bible. And that he's giving it to the high priest, and how later on in the Bible that people will be commanded to give a tenth of everything to God. And as far as tithing goes, not to jump into that issue, it's a secondary issue, and it's between you and the Lord. And so that's something that you ought to pray about yourself and ask God what he wants you to do with it. But don't let anybody bully you into thinking one way or the other about it. Just take it to God personally, and he'll tell you what to do. And that was it, really. It was a short chapter, and it was a little complicated to read, but I enjoyed it. All right, ladies, I hope this helps someone. God bless you.